completely run by solar and nuclear energy. A world where we're using green energy instead of fossil fuels. A world where we're helping the planet instead of destroying it. Well, that's what we're working towards today and for a long time, along with millions of other advocates. But this is hard because not everyone believes in global warming. We're doing this to raise awareness because we believe that an individual can do a lot of change, and if someone here actually does something, they could change the world. Join the movement, save the earth.
Alright, so Joseph just told you about the whole imaginary world thing. Well, I'm here with the facts. First thing you need to know is that climate change is real, and it is happening. Now, you might wonder, what happens if we don't reduce our emissions? Well, let me give you some information that may help you understand the importance of this. The consequences of climate change go far beyond warming temperatures, which scientists say are melting the polar ice caps and raising sea levels. In the coming decades, climate change will unleash mega droughts lasting 10 years or more, according to a new report by scholars at the U.S. Geological Survey. We're seeing hints of this in many arid places of the world already, and even in California, which has been rationing water amid record drought. In this 2012 photo, a man places his hand on parched soil in the greater Upper Nile region. Climate change has not been kind to the world's forests. Invasive species such as the bark beetle, which thrive in warmer temperatures, have attacked trees from Mexico to the Yukon. University of Colorado researchers have found that some populations of mountain pine beetles now produce 2 generations per year, dramatically boosting the bug's threat to lodgepole and ponderosa pines. In this 2009 photo, dead spruces of the Yukon's Alsek River Valley attest to the devastation wrought by the beetles. Polar bears may be the poster child for climate change's effect on animals, but scientists say climate change is wreaking havoc on many other species, including birds and reptiles that are sensitive to fluctuations in temperatures. One, this golden toad of Costa Rica, has already gone extinct. The planet could see as many as 20 more hurricanes and tropical storms each year by the end of the century because of climate change, according to a 2013 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. This image shows Superstorm Sandy bearing down on the New Jersey coast in 2012. Now these things may sound tragic, but if we all do our part, and I mean all of us, then we can lessen the probability of many of these disasters and many others. Join the movement, save the earth.
Now, if you think that's all the facts you have to know about global warming, you don't. There are many other problems regarding this, including the flooding. As you can see here, the coasts of North America have been submerged under the water. Many other continents will be the same. As you can see, California has the coast of California. Florida is missing. The parts of North Carolina are submerged as well. And finally, SeaWorld will finally live up to its name. There's also the mosquito population. Because of the rising temperatures, this will make insects such as mosquitoes more active, such as the Aedes albopictus or the Asian tiger mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are very deadly because they spread a deadly disease called Zika. As you can see, North Carolina is covered. The orange is where the population is. It's the distribution of the Asian tiger mosquitoes. And we expect in the near future for this population to increase all over, not just the U.S., but the world.
Now let's shift our focus to nuclear energy. I think nuclear energy is a great type of energy. In the media and video games and movies, we've seen all kinds of really cool technology that I believe we could reach within the next 5 to 10 years if we switched our energy source to nuclear energy. nuclear pebble. It's a new type of fuel that's safer than the usual one that they were using 50 years ago. It's basically a plastic pebble that has uranium inside of it that protects the uranium, and these are safe because these, in case of a reactor shutdown, these are completely individual and there will be little to no uranium leaked, and uranium can kill people. Also, some people argue that that power plants are ugly. Well, there are architects that are working on really cool looking power plants that can fit into cities and anywhere really. Well, I think it's crucial that we switch our energy to nuclear energy and forget our terrible past with them, because nuclear energy is as powerful as a fossil fuel, and it's also green. Thanks.
So now that you have all the facts, let me tell you what we did for the community. So it was Saturday, June 3rd, 9:30 in the morning. We were all at Hemlock Bluffs, a nature preserve. So we were getting our instructions, and so they told us that we were in the mulch group. So we were in the mulch group, and so they told us to go to the shed and get our wheelbarrows. So with the wheelbarrows, we went to this really huge pile of mulch. So we thought this couldn't be as bad, but you'll hear how tired we were afterward. So we used pitchforks and shovels to gather up the mulch and put them in our wheelbarrows. So we went down a trail and we went to one of the Hemlock Bluffs employees, and they used one of their pitchforks and put the mulch on the trail. So we did this around 6 times and we were all exhausted. So hope has its reward, so we got lunch and there was also a raffle. So you're probably wondering why this is important. So mulch helps the environment because, for example, say you're watering a plant. If you have mulch when you're watering the plant, the mulch makes sure the water doesn't get evaporated from the sun's heat and the plant can grow. And it also makes sure the plant doesn't drown. Thank you.
We might only be 6th graders, but we have a big dream, and we're taking a stand, and we want you to take a stand with us. If you look around, you see people, but we see a generation that can change a course of history. Either if we only turn off the light switch, or convert your house to solar energy, to planting a tree, or laying mulch like we did at Hemlock Bluffs. We are the generation to save the generations and generations beyond. We want our children and grandchildren to live a life of peace and grow how they were made to grow. So plant a tree today, because it only takes one tree, one generation, because we only have one chance to change the world forever. Thank you.
Have a couple minutes break before our next TED Talk.
Thank you.
How you do, actually?